market is turning lower, dollar is rising, and I even said that market or CPI is going to be higher than expected. And what did we? We are right. Boom. What else does that mean? That means that Aussie dollar fell. That means that euro dollar fell. That means that pound dollar fell. That means that New Zealand dollar fell. Everything going to plan. Boom. ECB says they're ready to hike in July. That would normally be a euro-dollar strength. BOE Ramsden says inflation might not drop as fast as forecasted. Keep grinding, because this is a market that never gives up, never turns around, and always gives you more opportunities that you could ever imagine. S&P 500 still going down to 3,900. That is a very key, not key level per se, but it's another key level that it is currently holding on to. And I don't know if that's going to be what we can call the bottom, but we're going to see what we are going to do. We are going to be waiting. Now, what the market is pricing in right now is more risk. And what is really important in this case is, what does the big boys do? The big boys and the dark index that is upon the big market makers that isn't trading in the open market, they are not buying. They are going down to a low of pretty well, whereas back until January, they haven't bought so little ever since January. That means that we might find a lower bottom in the stock market. The other one is the fear and greed index, the market being extremely fearful, down to 6 only today. We have gone from 43 down to 17. Now we are down at 8. We are generally seeing today a big fall in tech there, 5% on Apple down, Microsoft down 3.3 already, Tesla down 8%, and really a lot of red from the big tech from the big tech companies. And here we have PM, which is basically the only one that is green today. Philip Morris coming in there with a 4.7% rise today this morning already, but if you see, Tesla is really getting smashed today. And if you go to Tesla, and we are almost making a new low here of 2022, and it isn't looking pretty. But if you go over to like euro dollar, for example, and so far wait for it to come back up to 105 before you continue selling. So right now it's a celebration of profits. And if you are generally thinking of overall in the month of May, maybe all the way down to 102 for the month. So still we're not done with the fall as far as I can see. As far as I believe, we are still have higher chances of going lower than higher. So everything is good. Boom. I think that is the general market pricing in risk more than anything else. I believe that that is dirty. The market is doing me dirty. Wow. That's a real fall down there. And when if we cross over to pound yen, another of my favorites, wasn't pretty, was it? And then it just took a downturn. It is what it is, and I can't do much about it. So another one that I really like to look into is oil. We haven't passed above 110 after the new low we made here at around 98. That is not something that I really want to see. I really want to be above 108 again, because this low is way too low for me to be like, oh, that's a good buy, mate. So I myself would like to be okay. I wouldn't sell right now. No, I wouldn't buy right now, but I would wait for it. Okay. So right now there is someone saying not good, someone saying OK, someone saying 1080p. Then we continue. When looking at gold, what I have said on gold to my mentees and to people who are in the daily setup, hashtag daily setup on Eivindfx.com, if you want to be a part of that, I have said, stop what you're doing. don't sell gold anymore because we have reached target for the week. It's not really a great level to be selling. It's not really a great level to be buying. It's just their profit taking. It's just profit taking for sellers, and that's all. If you're like, hey man, what about a daily one, mate? Can we even look for something like that? Not really. Because we have hit target for sellers, we're supposed to be selling, and if we hit target for sellers, that also means that day trading isn't as good as you would like it to be. Is definitely something you need to be careful about. And I can tell you so many times that gold in particular goes either in a range or just go back up again at any given possibility, or even a smallest news event, it just says goes back up again. So really take care of that. To really take care of your account. And more and more people are coming to me. I was trading gold. It didn't go so well. I do apologize for that. But you can't trade it well when we have hit target for the week. And you really need to I really need to emphasize on that, because that should just click in your brain and say, okay, it isn't working well. It isn't going as you would like it to be. Meaning, just wait for it, okay? So if you look at, for example, New Zealand dollar, fantastic pullback there yesterday. I wasn't there to trade it, but hopefully I would have sold it with you guys yesterday. Right now, as we're coming into New York, as we are in New York session, it isn't really much for me to do here right now. We are at the lower low. You can sell it as much as you want, but I would wait for maybe 60.63 tonight or tomorrow morning where we have a pullback, because if you sell lower lows, people, you will come to me crying and saying, I don't have profits, it's never going to work, it doesn't go well. I would just say to you, bro, come to me and it will be well in the end, because New Zealand dollar needs to have a pullback before you sell it again. I don't want you to join my mentorship if I can fix it before mentorship, but if you really need it, I'm here for you, bro, okay? A small recap, Aussie dollar going lower past target, needs to come back up to previous resistance that is not necessarily pivot points, around 0.69 2030 level-ish. Euro needs to come up to 105 before selling again. Pound needs to come back up to 123 maybe tomorrow before you can sell it again, or next week, sorry. New Zealand dollar, another one that we just mentioned, 62.80. USD CAD is not really something that I would like you guys to trade, but sure enough, I guess it goes higher, but has hit target profits, everything else, which it already did earlier, and it did that, and then I would like it to come down to 129.50 and then higher if anything, but I'm not trading it myself. Pound yen is definitely something that I didn't foresee falling. I didn't want it to fall. I bought it, and it's definitely something that I just need to leave alone and be left alone. ECB says they're ready to hike in July. That would normally be a euro-dollar strength. BOE Ramsden says inflation might not drop as fast as forecasted. Pound falling. Sees more rate hikes ahead of the amid CPI risk. Fair enough. Bank of England has not yet gone far enough on rate hikes. Well, that's kind of what the market is also already pricing in, but is also pricing in that we might not get what we want. So really, what is important today is basically we are ready to hike interest rates in July. Well, that's going to be a very long time no see kind of a thing. It has been expected for quite some time and hoped for quite some time. But Europe hasn't really been able to create inflation until this happened, until post-COVID happened. And why? Because there's a lot of different countries with a lot of different things and with a lot of different economies that is supposed to create inflation together, and especially when it comes to Germany and France, inflation is difficult to create in such vast and great economies. So more than anything else, there are those are questions that you need to ask yourself. When is ECB going to rate hike interest rates? How much? And when? But if that's going to be picked up in euro dollar, then you might want to be taking profit now. If you sold and you're thinking that should be a great trading direction for the next, I don't know, few weeks.